What's the difference between infrared satellite imagery and visible satellite imagery? So if you are a regular watcher of this channel, you'll notice that we often talk to this sort of satellite imagery, which is actually infrared satellite imagery. That means if you're in outer space and you look down at Australia, this is not actually what it looks like. Infrared satellite imagery is proportional to temperature. That is, the colder it is, the brighter it'll show up on infrared satellite imagery. So those bright patches of cloud that you're seeing over the Coral Sea, those are really high in the atmosphere, because the higher in the atmosphere you go, the colder it is and the more things actually turn to ice. But what if you're trying to look at clouds that are very close to the surface? Well, that's when you use visible satellite imagery. And I've clicked it over to the exact same time period. And notice how southern Australia here, you can really see that low cloud all through there that wasn't usually there on the infrared satellite imagery. Let's look at this in more detail. This is what it looked like in Adelaide on Friday, and you can see how low that cloud base is. It's only a few hundred meters off the ground, and if you're in the sky, you can notice that planes flew well above this, so this is very low cloud. So let's take a look at what it looked like with infrared satellite imagery. It didn't look like much. You could see some sort of patchy clouds rolling through, but I wouldn't really be able to discern too much with this. I would have to look to visible satellite imagery, and here you can really see those clouds moving through and those showers that also delivered that precipitation to you in Adelaide. Now, something that infrared satellite imagery does is it picks up high cloud very, very well. It's very, very bright, which is good for tracking thunderstorms, but it also makes you kind of highlight features which aren't that important, but are kind of interesting. So here I brought up Western Australia, and you can see this right over here. And of course this is obviously high cloud, it's very bright, but if we actually look at what's happening on the ground, we saw things like this. This is altocumulus cloud, and this is rolling over parts of the Kimberley. Very, very cool looking cloud, but it really has no consequence on the weather there. Also some cirrus cloud, also showing up very bright on that satellite imagery. So we often use infrared satellite imagery here on Sky News Weather, just because you can use it both during the days and night times, because it's proportional to the temperature of the clouds.